Here we go. Carrying the boat, it's nice to carry. We're doing this other put in, which is probably not the easiest one, that's for sure. So this is the on water of the Machno. The Machno. We'll see how this goes. It's got a more narrow feeling right here in the knees. The knees are brought in a lot more narrow than the Scorch. They're brought down. It's comfortable though. This feels like it's size for me. It doesn't feel big, doesn't feel small. Them Piranha rims, he's experiencing it right there. You think you can get it? Grab the grab loop and that kind of like smear it around. Really good initial stability in this thing. The initial stability is really on point. It floats high. It floats high on the water. And definitely don't feel like it has the rocker. Just like I talked about in the, get this food. There it is. That whip, that back, there's no edge grabbing up back there. It doesn't seem to want to track that well. Look at that. Yeah, it does. It almost like it rides like high and flat in that center. It's been a while since I paddled a traditional creek boat. There, you don't feel a rail at all. I didn't commit enough to that right side.
Definitely buying one of these, 100%.
You hear that? Satisfied customer once again. Scorchy. It feels sluggish up in the bow. The bow feels like... Oh yeah! That bow lift. It rolls off that back. Clean. Definitely more of a southeast suited style boat, I can tell. Let's try to get it right dead center of the hole. I can feel that's where it struggles a little bit. It's getting up and over holes. You're able to grab it and throw that bow very fast. I do notice that. Get it! Go, 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 go! He stole my boot. He stole my boot. Very predictable through kind of boily, crazy eddy line. That's where this boat does so well. Sliding off rock boots like that. Whoa, yeah. That was clean. This thing's got high, it's got a very flat center on it. You gotta lean this thing hard. I do notice that peak does let the water shed off very fast. If you watch when the waves come up over this bow, watch how they just kind of shed off very fast on that bow. So that peak does help. Yeah, you have to really edge this thing. I feel it. The bow's nowhere near like a modern boat. This thing would be hole bait. There's no edge to kind of like help get you out of a hole. But that's to be expected, the same way it was with the Nomads also. Whoa! Plug it! Loop! 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 Plug it! Found the scorch skip. It's slow. This boat is very slow. When it gets in the bigger water, I can tell. Whoa. Yeah, there's no edge on there to whip into eddies fast. It does buoyancy out of stuff. I'm like, I've never seen a peak that big. As soon as I go to load it, it just goes, whew. It wants to displace out. Where'd he come from? So I'm gonna, all right everybody, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go over my final thoughts of the Machno medium here. What I liked about the boat, I'll start on what I liked about it. It's got a lot of good balanced volume for going through rapids. It seems very predictable for going through rapids. No surprises at all on that back edge back here. Very smooth transitioning off of boofs. The bow seemed to kind of go in, and even though it doesn't have a lot of rocker, it goes in and resurfaces back up and pulls you out of stuff. It doesn't want to skim out, but it does drop in and resurface back up. The initial stability is very good. Very good initial stability in this thing. I feel that it's very like smooth. And I will do a quick roll for you guys here and show you how easy it is to roll, but it's got a very nice transition right there. Feels safe, feels like a tank going down river. I feel like I could run any type of manky top creek from West Prong, Ravens Fork, Big Creek, things like that. It feels like it's built for runs like that. Overall, I like the boat. I think it feels a little dated, so it does have a little bit of a dated feel to it. Like it could be. Outfitting was great. I mean, this is the Stout 2. Feels good. I feel nice and tight in it. And that bulbous tail back there never seemed to want to load in a hole. If you hit it in a hole, it would go. And once I get a boat that's good for like steep type manky creeks, I think it'll work well for you on that. So what I didn't like about it, I would say my cons. So my dislikes, maybe I wouldn't say they're dislikes, I would say it's more drawbacks to it. I wish it had more bow rocker. I wish it was wider. I wish that bow was widened up and it went out with more rocker and didn't have as much of a peak. I think you could flatten that down, widen it up and pull it up, spoon it off, and I think it'd be beautiful balance between the bow and stern on that. It didn't want to track well. You can look at this, you can take some strokes, and if you're flat, stroke, it doesn't want to track well. This thing wants to kind of go a little chaotic. It will kind of go a little crazy with you. Sorry about the wind out here. That was a drawback, and it feels like it's hole bait. You get this thing in a hole, you're going to have to work to get out of it because it's freely and it doesn't have an edge. Just like the Nomads, you're going to have to work your ass off to get out of the hole. You're going to have to like turn and plug it or try to get to an edge and roll because you're not using a edge to edge out of the hole. Another drawback was when it got in big water, it didn't seem to want to go up and over waves more. It seemed to want to pierce into a wave and then lift. So it goes into, I don't know if that makes any sense. It felt like it went into a hole and lifts out of the hole. It doesn't like the modern creek boats will go in and lift and take off. This one didn't feel like it wanted to do that. So yeah, those are some negatives that I had about it. But once again, these boats have been down. I've seen people like Bryn take this down insane rapids, so I think the skill could overcome those like kind of drawbacks. So don't let that deter you, because I still think it's a solid boat. Another great design by Pyranha. But those are definitely some of my little quirks with the boat. Why it wouldn't be in my lineup, I don't think it's my style. Everybody, that's all I got in today. So leave a comment below if you own a Machno or you had one and what you think about it. If you would recommend a Machno or you got any questions on it, I can help you guys out. So let me know if you got any questions on the sizing of the Machno. And thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Let's do another lap. Let's do a lap. All right, I said I was gonna roll. Let's do a roll. Whoa, very easily rolled. Rolls very nicely on that back volume.